This conversation is a difficult conversation because of who we brought in.
We have the 18, only 12 go. It's going to be a hard decision.
Last year, I was one of the guys who didn't make the cut.
You've got to come back better than ever, because once you're cut, you're kind of on your own.
To go into a cubicle suddenly would be like, I don't even know who I am anymore.
I'm truly putting my all into this.
Can I get mic'd off and take a minute, please?
Wow, Champions Rising, USA Football's national team is a film that was produced here locally by somebody local and involving some local athletes as well. You can find it now on the USA Football YouTube channel, and it airs tonight, Tuesday night, March 4th, on the Roku Sport channel at 8 p.m. Joining me now is director and executive producer Mike Pacheco, a Charlotte native, and Madison Fulford, star wide receiver for the USA women's flag football team from Concord. So thank you guys for joining me. This is out. So how does it feel, Madison? We saw some tears there. We see triumphs, highs, and lows. What was it like to be a part of this?
It was so insane. Seeing it all come to life was spectacular. I cried multiple times watching it, and the people who got to watch it with me a little bit early were all crying on the couch, and I was like, this is phenomenal. I texted Ryan, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
And Mike, it's out now, so I'm sure the labor of love has finally produced the result here, and it's a fantastic film. This sport is going to be in the Olympics in 2028, and I know we are so thrilled for that here at NBC and in Charlotte. What was important to you to tell the story of the sport and the athletes in this film?
Yeah, I mean, it was both of those. You want to educate the masses on this sport, flag football. A lot of people are familiar with it, that it's non-contact, but there are a lot of differences between flag and the tackle game. So you want that to come across, educate them about USA Football, the governing body of flag football in the United States, and then tell the stories of the athletes. Anytime you do a film like this, you want to extract the human side of these great players, highlight their stories, highlight their athleticism, and that's what we set out to do. And a year later, here we are.
And before I get back to Madison, Mike, the access you guys had. I mean, we see everything, and everything's on camera, and everything's mic'd up. I know there's probably some stuff you didn't show, but you showed a lot. What was the access like from USA Football?
Yeah, it was all access. I mean, it's true behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and a credit to USA Football, all the staff, players in the organization for really letting us behind the curtain to show you all that. They didn't hold back. They let us in, and we tried to be a fly on the wall as much as possible. But it was the most access for the most part I think I've ever done on a piece like this.
Madison, 2028. I mean, it is honestly going to be here before you know it. But how have you seen this sport grow, and where do you think it's going before we hit those games in LA?
Yeah, it's growing at a tremendous rate. I've seen it skyrocket since I was younger. It was not even a thing, and now I see so many different age groups playing, so many girls, high schools are picking up on it. It's now moving into the NCAA, and I think it's just only going to get bigger and better, and I welcome everybody and anyone who wants to come and try and join the team to come out.
And you can come back here in studio with one more piece of hardware on, so thanks for bringing those gold medals from the World Championships. Madison Fulford, Mike Pacheco, we're going to have our full conversation about this film, Champions Rising, on our WCNC Charlotte YouTube page and WCNC Plus. I do want to get into all the Charlotte connections, because a lot of this footage, I mean, I was up for some of these camps and training sessions, and continental competitions are at UNC Charlotte. I believe it is free to attend for anybody and a lot of these events. So what has it been like to have these events here minutes down the road for you?
It's so cool.
From home.
Yeah, my parents got to come out and watch me play. People I haven't seen in 10 years came out to watch me play. So seeing the number 5 in the background of the games, I thought was so cool.
Mike, Charlotte native, I know you've returned to the area recently. What was it like to produce this in your hometown?
It was really cool. Yes, I grew up here, went to film school up at Elon University in Burlington, and then I went out to Los Angeles and Vegas for a few years where there's a lot of big entertainment. So to be able to do a big film here in Charlotte right at home was really special. You
did a great job, because I was kind of annoyed like how many of the athletes you make us like and then I want all of them to make the team. Mm-hmm. What were some of your favorite stories that you got to tell about some of these athletes? There's so many in there.
There really are so many. I mean, I think Michael Better coming back after getting cut the year before, on the women's side, the quarterback competition is really cool. Seeing the different generations, you had 3 quarterbacks going at it. They were 43 years old, 30, and 17. So that was really cool. But I think across the board, whether you're, a superstar wide receiver like Madison or a first timer like Macy Johnchitz, who was 17 years old, you've got great athleticism and great people top to bottom.
Madison, what is it like to be a part of the United States team that there's a lot of expectations on you guys? You guys have done, I mean, obviously so well so far. Where are you guys at now, and where do you think you can get to by 28?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, honestly. It was a lot of pressure to make the team, and then now it's just holding that weight of the constant, you know, you have to perform like this, you have to make the gold. It's gold or bust for us, honestly. And I think from here, we just continue to build and make ourselves better. I make fun of San Antonio for being the training hub, but I bring all my friends out there and we train even harder every year.
And we're seeing some footage from one of the camps and continental competitions. And we see all the young kids out there, the girls. What is that like for you to see when you're in these competitions? And how have you seen that even pick up in the last couple of years?
Yeah, meeting the kids after genuinely makes me kind of emotional because for me, this just wasn't a thing when I was younger. So now seeing these little kids have this opportunity and be able to see representation, I think is super important.
And Mike, we're seeing flag football reach the high school level here in Charlotte, the college level. I believe JCSU has a competition on Wednesday. How important was it to tell the story of the sport and how it's growing, and maybe changing some people's outside opinions of maybe what they think it is?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. I mean, I think a lot of people recognize that flag is different from tackle because there is no contact, but there is just as much intensity and athleticism involved. And the sport is really exploding right now, especially on the women's side. So definitely something we wanted to highlight in this film.
Madison, what are some of the questions you get most often about the sport?
Hey, is it like powder puff or is it actually hard? And I'm like, come out and try it and try to guard one of us, and then you tell me if it's hard or not.
Defense has to be defense is hard in the NFL with the rules. I mean, I've seen you, and we have film of it. You absolutely torching people out there. What is it like to play offense in flag, and what is it like to watch it? Because that's a really exciting part of this game.
It's super electric. We have such a fast-paced, high-scoring offense, and if you've seen Vanita throw, she's the GOAT of the sport. If you have the ball in her hands, anything's possible, and I just run as fast as I can and catch football.
Awesome. What's next? Now that this project is done to kind of keep people interested, keep the sport going, what's the next competition?
China. So we have China coming up in August, and right now we have trials coming up too in a couple of weeks. So got to make the team, got to make the 18, and then China's in the horizon.
Mike, how much did you know about flag before you kind of embarked on this journey, and what do you know about it now?
Not much going into it. Now I know just about everything you can possibly know about it, but really attracted to the athleticism and intensity. It's an incredible sport, very entertaining, and a lot of really cool stories in and around the athletes. So looking forward to staying tuned from now until the Olympics.
Madison, as you see the sport grow, are you seeing more competition every year and more pressure to try and make that roster?
Absolutely. Not only competition in the United States, but also globally. These teams are only going to continue to get better. They're reaching out to us actually to come do training camps around the country and around the world. And I'm like, I can't give you all my tips and tricks, but it is cool that they're reaching out, and we try and help as much as possible.
All right, Madison Fulford, Mike Pacheco, they are from here. They are part of something big and special. Flag football coming to the Olympics in 2028. Go check out Champions Rising on the USA Football YouTube channel and on Roku Sport starting tonight at 8 o'clock. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.